we're reviewing Binary Star's Masters of the Universe this week. And I'm going to tell you straight from the get-go, this is my third favorite album of all time. I fucking love this album. It is fantastic to me. I've listened to it a million times. It's right behind the Refused Shape of Punk to Come and Wu-Tang's 36 Chambers.
Shaped of Punk to Come?
Shape of Punk to Come.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a play on an old
to come.
punk. Yeah.
Not Punk Come.
Punk Come. No, Shape of Punk Come.
It's just a question mark.
Yeah.
It doesn't want to be there, but it's there.
Yep. It's a play on an old jazz album by, I don't want to say Coltrane. I'm not 100% sure that's right, though. I've put out a million of those albums, and I still can't tell you if that's the right name or not. But I think it was John Coltrane. Anyway, Binary Stars, Masters of the Universe. What are we going to start off with? Do you want to start off with beats?
Yeah,
Sure.
I can do that. Like this started out solid for beats with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that first opening with the
Reality Check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that first.
I love that beat.
That was a perfect thing to kind of get me introduced to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great beat. I didn't get a chance to look at the names. I was just listening to the shit. But I don't think there was maybe one beat I didn't like.
Yeah. They're all pretty basic, but they're not. None of them are bad, I would say.
Yeah, they're not overly produced.
Yeah, they're pretty simple. They're simple beats. That's one thing I really enjoyed about this album is like they're good head bobbing beats without being boring. You know, like they're super simple. They're super easy. I thoroughly enjoy every beat on this album. The one maybe outlier is Wolfman Jack, but it fits the theme of the song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, I think the one I didn't like was Binary Shuffle.
Binary Shuffle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Let me listen to it real quick.
I like my favorite one was One Man Army. I can't pull it out of my mind right now, but I wrote that one down.
Yeah.
It was my favorite, and Reality Check was up there too.
Yeah. See, I got Fellowship and KGB. I love the KGB's beat because it uses the like in the beat, which is also KGB and One Man Army are my two favorite songs on this album. But I mean, like I said, Reality Check is great. The more I listened to it, the more I enjoyed Indy 500 as well. I also have New Hip Hop and Honest Expression on here too. Like, there's just a lot of good fucking songs on this album. Like I said, it's my third favorite album of all time.
Okay, so I'm gonna change my favorite beat up, and it's definitely gonna be Slang Blade.
Yeah.
Like that little bass they got back there with the.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Yeah.
Listen to it right now.
They're
I'm
all
sorry.
good fucking head bobbing beats, man. Blake's
Beats?
got some hot takes on this. I know he does. You hated it, didn't you? Let's hear it.
The beats that I thought were fire was Reality Check, Conquistador, Slang Blade, and Binary Shuffle.
You like Binary Shuffle?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't hate it. It had a funk flavor to it.
Yeah.
Which was kind of like I felt like a lot of their
I
lot of
will
their
say
beats
this,
had funk.
Binary
influences.
Shuffle is the one track that doesn't really feel like it fits on this album.
Right.
They
Like
are kind of G-funk-ish type beats.
That one felt kind of out of place. Like the song fits, and I think it fits overall, but the beat is just compared to everything else. It's the one thing that kind of feels off. You know.
Okay, beats that I thought were trash. Because I have it written down like fire beats, trash beats, and then Reggie beats.
Reggie.
Yeah. All right. Trash beats were Masters of the Universe, Evolution of Man, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings.
Which one?
Part
Both
one.
of them.
You didn't like either of them?
Oh, the first one. The second one was okay.
Yeah.
Honest Expression, Wolfman Jack, and One Man Army.
Didn't like One Man Army?
And then Reggie Beats was Solar Powered, Fellowship, New Hip Hop, Indy 500, Glenn Close, and the KGB.
Oh, I love the KGB beat. I can't believe you put
Like-
it as Reggie.
It's like, I like it. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like
Fire.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, you know, I was like, okay, like I'll listen to it, but I'm not gonna skip it.
Yeah.
So
Like, I don't think Wolfman Jack's trash. It's just really simple.
It fits the theme of the song.
Right.
You know, like that's why I said like I don't dislike any beat on this album. But if I had to pick one, that would be the one just because it's so simple. But it fits exactly what they're going with for that song. So I can't hate it.
I had two that were more distracting than not liking them. I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings Part 1. There were some bells in there that kept bringing my attention away from the lyrics and flow. And then Glenn Close, halfway through, my
When the
note
beat
says
switch.
it switches up and it's real diminished, but it fits like the tone of the track.
Yeah.
It's just like I think the levels were a little high and took away from the lyrics again.
Threw you off. Yeah.
Yep. Like, and it was a binary, like, on off. As soon as that started happening, I'm like, oh, there went the song.
Yeah.
Just noticeable shit.
I see. I enjoy that one because it's the tone shift and the lyrics
Yep.
fit the tone shift
It
and
does.
the beat. You know?
It does.
So that one doesn't bother me at all.
so we're still on beats, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
I guess the only other thing I would say as far as beats go is I wrote foundations of beat sound the same with different sounds inserted to make it sound different.
Yeah.
So
Like they had the same bass line.
same bass line, same cadence, except instead of a high piano here, it's a sample from a jazz band from the 50s or something, you know.
Yeah.
Arrangements,
Right.
similar, different sample.
That's all I had for the beats.
See, I like Glenn Close. Like it's a good mix of classical and like
He
my
was just saying
ideal
when it
fucking
switches
beats.
at the end of it.
'Cause it-
After
Gets very, like, diminished chords when the song gets kind of darker.
Yeah. Like after the
yeah,
chick
they
gets
get
hit.
kind of high there.
Yeah. After the chick gets hit by
Yeah.
the car. Yeah.
That does seem kind of out of place.
But
Okay.
it fits the tone of the song though.
Yep.
Because like his ex-girl hits his new girlfriend with a car.
like his mental state's all fucked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it works with what they're going for. Again, the storytelling works really well. Like that's why I don't hate the beat for Wolfman Jack, because that song is like a horror story song, you know.
Yeah.
And so the beat, as simple as it is, fits the context of the song, so it doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah. Like overall, like I said earlier, the funk is what stuck out to me. Like it seemed very funkadelish.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed very old school ish.
Yeah.
I put feels very mid 90s. I got a Tribe Called Quest, Queen Latifah type vibe.
Yep.
Maybe some early Eminem, like underground early Eminem type stuff.
Yeah. I mean, this album is heavily revered in underground circles.
Kind of like Rakim type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can definitely tell their influences in it. you
Yes,
know?
for sure.
And that's why I've tried so hard to push this album to you guys, and I'm glad I finally had this outlet to give it to you, because I fucking love this album, and underground hip hop heads love this album. So I want to see your guys's.
I actually
From the
hold on.
overground.
I'll wait. To
Yeah,
say
we'll
that.
get there. We'll
I'll
get
wait
there.
to say that.
But I wanted to see your guys' view from the overground perspective. You know. So lyrics. Do we want to jump to lyrics?
Yeah, I don't want to say I hated the lyrics, but I felt like they leaned too heavily on similes. Like there was a lot of blah 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 like blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah 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 like blah blah blah, and I don't necessarily hate it. It's just
You like
it felt like it was overused
you like more clever wordplay.
for the most part. Like
Yeah.
like when they like in Glenn Close or Wolfman Jack, those are probably my favorite songs because they're telling a story. They're not just using similes for similes' sake.
Yeah.
You know, it's
That was one of two of my gripes with the album is some of the lyrics and delivery was like they were just rhyming to rhyme instead of
Saying something.
yeah. But then they also threw story tracks in too, so then that kind of changed my view. But
Right.
I thought the whole album was just going to be that. I'm like, fuck, he's just throwing in this word because it rhymes with that word, and it works syllabically.
Yeah.
But
I think that's a word.
Like they said, we
Yeah.
get locked like dominoes or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, what does that even mean?
That's a
When you play dominoes,
yeah. You can lock it.
You
Is
lock
that
it
what that's
down.
called?
Yeah.
You lock them? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
You
what
just
I
don't
thought.
know slang.
No, I mean, that's what I thought. I was like, what?
Yeah.
One of the I liked
I love their lyrics, man.
But there were some bars in there. Like,
Yeah.
I thought one that was like, huh, was I'm hip to your vibe like a Motorola. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
not a lot of people will catch that.
Yep.
It's like, oh, okay. And then there was another.
It fits the 2000s.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there was another one where I think it was in Conquistador. Oh shit! I'll just bring it up. Go ahead.
Like,
All right.
the one where he goes, like, something about, it was a Rodney King reference. I thought it was
Yeah,
pretty slick.
I have
like
that one in
whole
here.
4-bar set or whatever.
I got it. So better believe this. Most rappers can't achieve this. I'm bad at the bone, but X-rays can't even see this. I'm strategic. I let your money talk bullshit walk while I keep it rolling like paraplegics. Whoever's on the microphone, let it be known you're in danger. I got next like the Boston Strangler. You ain't never heard an MC speak like this, and Rodney King ain't never felt a beat like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the first track of the album
Yeah.
too. That bar is in. All mine are from One Below. Sanam Silla, who's the other full-fledged member of Binary Star, had a couple, but literally everything I remember from this album is from One Below / One Man Army. It's the same guy. There's a couple of tracks where he goes by One Man Army, and a couple that he goes by.
He
One
was my
Below.
favorite rapper
Yeah.
on the whole album.
Was he the first one who rapped on the opening?
I don't
I
remember
think
the
so.
order.
I think Sinem Silla was usually last on the
Yeah.
tracks.
The last one kind of sounded like I can't even think. He kind of had like he was high, he just kind of laid back, just kind of vibing with it.
Yeah.
Where the other guy was more forceful with his cadence, I guess. Like, I don't know which one was which, but I could tell the difference.
Yeah.
On Conquistador, he said, "No need to practice this because every rhyme on my papyrus, which it's a completely different way of saying the word to make it rhyme."
Yeah.
And I
Papyrus.
was like, "Oh shit, that was dope as fuck." Is naturally disastrous. I rock many fans, many hands clap to this. Like that was. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that was sick. That
Yeah.
was sick.
Yeah, it was One Below. That was first on Reality Check.
Okay. He's definitely my.
If you like One Below, I highly recommend Sonogram. It's an solo album he put out.
Ooh.
He's got like 3 or 4 LPs or EPs that he put out, but Sonogram is his LP, and his EPs are kind of but Sonogram is fucking great.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's really, really fucking good. I love Sonogram. I've actually listened to that about 4 times in the last week too. So
I have a few. I don't know what they're off of. I just jotted them down as I saw them. Chameleons Can't Adapt to This. Snatch Up Pebble, Grasshopper. We Done Mastered This.
Yep, I like that one.
My Haikus Increasingly Broaden Your IQs.
yep,
And a couple more. Did I fail to mention we wig splitting, so all you hip hop heads probably need stitching.
yep.
Walkmans or boombox from the suburbs to boondocks, from skyscrapers to green acres. Hear my tunes knock.
Mm.
I just like that. Da-da-da-da-da.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I got. There was plenty more, but those were the ones that stuck
Oh,
out.
yeah. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Jed's got the whole album, so
I don't have the whole album.
Yeah, we got copyrights, Jed.
I do have One Below / One Man Army's entire verse from KGB. Let's see if you guys can pick up which one I'm talking about just from the first line. A whack MC is something I could never be. Do you know which one I'm talking about? That's the first line of his verse.
Is KGB the one where they're talking about selling
It's
out?
the one where there's like 6 guys on the track.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
isn't it like 6 minutes long or something like that?
It's probably the longest song on the album. But,
I didn't listen to that one enough.
His verse is, a whack MC is something I could never be. That's like growing dreadlocks while you
Yep,
taking
okay, I know
chemotherapy.
exactly who you're
Theoretically, pen and paper is the recipe. Alphabetically, I'm coming after you like the letter V.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
If you ever step to me, the worst is yet to come. You'll never get the best of me. Call it like a referee. call it destiny, check the melody, break the law of gravity, and lyrically catch a felony. I make it harder for the next MC, that's my specialty. Rappers better be trying to rap ahead of me. I'm a hard act to follow, I can prove it medically. I'm sick in the head, I can move a crowd with mental telepathy. Expect nothing less of me, top pedigree, rap assassin, blasting with sellable weaponry. Shoot the sheriff and the deputy. Don't be testing me. Whoever think they fat can get the Dick Gregory. It's one of my
And he's
favorite
first on
verses
the
of
track?
all time. What?
And he was first
No,
on the
he's
track?
like he's verse 7.
Okay, I was going to
Yeah.
say, you don't put that first.
Yeah, no, he's I think he's the second or third to last verse on that one.
Okay.
Like he's not the last verse, but that verse is one of my favorite verses of all time.
Like-
I fucking love it. It's got so many clever one-liners in that verse too.
Yeah, that shit I dig. That shit in the album I dug, but it's just the constant likes and the similes. I was like,
See,
okay,
but
I don't mind them sprinkled in. It just felt like they were
I got-
overused.
I got some that don't even have likes and similes because, like, here's another one from Honest Expression. It's like, I ain't hardcore. I don't pack a 9mm. Most of y'all gangster rappers ain't hardcore neither. Whoever get mad that I'm talking about you, claim you fear no man but never walk without crew. Where I'm from, your reputation don't mean jack. So what you pack gats and you sell fiends crack, you ain't big time. My man, you ain't no different from the next cat in my neighborhood who did time. Rhyme after rhyme, it's the same topic. Whatever makes you think you're hardcore because you was raised in the projects. Broke ass finally got 100 in your pocket. Now you on the mic spitting money's no object.
yeah,
Like there's not a single simile in there.
right.
Like money's no object.
It almost feels like the first half of the album is just them like warming up, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Like they just decided to write and we're writing all
fucking
these
around.
metaphors and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then the second half, they actually had a clear vision on where to go.
Yeah.
Or what they were going to rap about.
I will tell you, Binary Star put out one album, one EP. They're one LP, one EP. They're the same fucking album. Masters of the Universe just has a couple more tracks that Waterworld doesn't have, and those are the only albums they put out as a group. And then there's obviously the 2017 remaster, re-release, or whatever that has a couple extra bonus shit on it too.
Yeah, I think they could have probably alternated, braggadocious lyric story, like alternate them throughout the album instead of braggadocious first 10 fucking tracks, then stories, and
Yeah.
the last 10. It was hard to get to the storytelling, kind of.
See, I think that's why I like the album so much because it's like it's clever ways of them bragging themselves up. You know, like I thought every single
Yeah.
bar was that they talk about. You know, get really braggadocious. It wasn't just I'm awesome because I got bitches, money, and cars.
Right.
You know, it's like I'm awesome and I'm gonna fucking freak your brain by telling you how I'm awesome. You know,
And just to play devil's advocate, it's kind of like, all right, we know you can rap. You've said it 5 songs in a row.
yeah.
Tell me a story or something.
Yeah.
That was kind of like throwing me off a little bit. Like, all right, what do we got? What do we got? Okay, yeah, you can rap still. You can rap still.
Yeah. See, and
It's
see,
a small complaint,
yeah.
really.
Yeah, well, and that's where I feel like we differ because like that never bothered me. It really
Okay.
never. It was one of those things because it didn't get repetitive because they found new ways to do it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Or new ways to say it, I should say. So it's like I understand why it could be a turnoff to somebody, but it's like the opposite effect to me.
Different
if you're spending
perspectives.
5 songs saying the same shit, but you're doing it in a different way, all 5 songs, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know.
Still
let's see.
hard.
Yeah, I got 2 more. Again, they're all one below.
Yeah.
We back on the scene like herpes, stronger than Hercules, able to rock crowds from nurseries to universities. My beats and rhymes perfectly configurate like figure eights. You would think the mic was figure skates. My soul on ice, Tanya Hardin couldn't touch it. Pop it in your bins or your bucket. Walkmans or boombox from the suburbs to boondocks, from skyscrapers to green acres. Hear my tunes knock. You name it, we done it. Strike the mic and keep it rolling like we bowling 300.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, damn it, phone. One more. Yo, you whack bastards. You want to know how I killed your fathers? On the battlefield, I grabbed the steel like William Wallace. A brave heart, swinging my sword's a work of art. Every verse I spark deserved the Purple Heart. You can't get with the cold temperature, one below attorney whack artist, purple like the Arctic Circle. Frostbit from the words I spit. You ain't got enough raps in your first aid kit to treat yourself. Too late, you chose your fate. You beat yourself, coming like you masturbate. and I won't hesitate to embarrass you because on the microphone you do little like Eddie Murphy's character.
See, I like those bars.
Yeah.
But it felt like every punchline was a simile.
Yeah.
And like because I listened to it like back to back at work, so that way I could kind of remember it and know catch the things I didn't catch the first time.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that really stuck out to me that annoyed me a little bit was that. But once I got past that first half of the album, whatever, like I said, like I was like, I think Glenn Close was the first one after that, or the first one that really got me in there.
Yeah.
Because then there was that, and then Wolfman Jack. I was like, okay, guy, let's chill.
Yeah. Yeah, and they do have like that one especially has a lot of the similes in it. But I think that again goes back to you can tell their influences on that because that's fucking early days of hip hop. That's all it was, you know.
And I kept in mind that it's 2000s.
Yeah.
Like it's not 2020.
Yeah.
Like where hip hop has evolved into being more
clever wordplay,
right?
And,
more using more metaphors and similes and stuff like that. But I mean, that's why it felt like old school hip hop to me. Mm-hmm. Like with the similes and then the funky beats, it seemed just overall like they were just old heads.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, if you like this album, I highly recommend Sonogram. If you didn't like this album, I still recommend Sonogram because One Below is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, he was the best on the album
super,
for sure.
super, super good. And again, he goes by One Man Army on this and some songs, but that's just he changed his name because there was apparently a hardcore punk band in Detroit, and they're from Michigan that was going by One Man Army as well. So instead of a fucking legal fight, he just changed his name to One Below. So
Might be the bigger man.
yeah,
The one thing that it's really nitpicky is the interlude where they're talking about Adam being perfect and shit like that.
oh, before
the
Evolution of Man.
Yeah, Adam is perfect, but he was flawed or some shit like that. I was like, what? What?
The whatever sample they used.
Yeah. It was part of the interlude. I don't really hold that against him, but it was just one of those things that I was like,
So
what?
we still got worst tracks and best tracks.
Oh wait, hold on, I'm not.
Oh, he's not done shitting on it.
As far as lyrics go, I wrote there's way too many lines that were fire. Like I liked.
Yeah, couldn't count 'em.
And I also said that the wordplay was elite. That's all I said.
Wow. So you liked it?
Uh,
I'm still ready to hear your hot take that you had
Pump the brakes.
from this morning.
Hey, Jet's got a stiffy going on. About to kill it.
No, I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised. I came in fully expecting Blake to hate it. So, because this is definitely not Blake's wheelhouse of music. So I'm curious to hear what his hot take was. That he was so excited this morning he decided to text us that he had a take.
say
But then
something?
I'm gonna wait. Okay, so best tracks, worst tracks.
Blake, you want to start?
You wanna start?
my favorite track was Conquistador. Worst track was probably the Birds in the Cage.
I know why the Cage Bird sings.
Yeah. That was probably the part one. Part two was better. The
Yeah.
prison one.
See, I think part 1 is One Below and part 2 is Sinem Silla.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty sure that one of them sings one and the other one sings the other. I don't think they go back and forth.
And they're just talking about their time actually being in jail.
Yeah.
Actually, I
Jail
would
and
say
prison.
Right.
I would say it's like 1A Conquistador, 1B Reality Check. Like those two were probably my
So the
favorite.
first two right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do have to say too, the way they flow in and out on Masters of the Universe, the track.
That's what I have
like
too.
that. I love that. The way they keep
They're
cutting back
recording
and
at the
forth.
same time, just in different mics.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope.
Was
Was that where they're like
that.
not really? They're just like doing it sporadically.
Mhm.
Yeah, that one kind of annoyed me.
Really? See, I
Yeah,
love
like,
that.
It would
to,
go,
to me it threw shit off.
Yeah.
but
See,
it would translate to stage like really fucking good.
Right.
See, and to me, like how it threw you off, it flowed so well for me. Like, so it's a completely different point of view on my
It's like
side for that.
The one that I'm thinking of specifically is one of them starts spelling TRU, and they all both start spelling trouble.
Yeah.
I'm like,
TROU
Ugh.
spells trouble. Yeah.
it's just it doesn't work for me. It's
Yeah.
it's like with Run the Jewels, how they would both do bars or do a bar, do a bar, do a bar, do a bar.
Yeah.
Like-
See, I love that. It feels like a tennis match.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's I can tolerate that more than what they did. It seemed like they were trying to do ad libs, but the volumes were the same level. If that makes sense.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Is that Masters of the Universe?
Yeah.
Like I love that because it feels like
Oh,
tennis.
okay.
Yeah, you know, like it's going back and forth. Don't mind when Run the Jewels does it either, but
Right.
it felt more smooth when they were just popping in and out on the same verse. You know, like I thoroughly enjoyed that. Like it flowed really well. I
There
think
was one other track where it was a little more clunky
Yeah.
than Masters of the
Maybe
Universe,
that's
where
what I'm
they kind
thinking
of did
about
it too.
then.
But I thought this one was really good.
I'd have to listen because it's one of those tracks. It just didn't seem like they were. To me, it didn't flow.
Didn't
it didn't
work right,
work. It
yeah.
wasn't in rhythm and shit like that.
Yeah.
It might not have been Masters of the Universe. That's the last song, isn't it? Towards the end of the album. I got it right here.
KGB is the last song.
Yeah.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. Just whatever song that was where they were doing that. That's probably my least favorite song. Obviously, I can't think of the name of it,
Yeah.
but it's just that specifically is what kind of threw me off. Not necessarily what they were saying in it, but just the production how they were. I understand they were trying to play off each other, but it just, I don't know. I would have X'd it
Yeah.
if I was producing.
My favorite track was the Why the Caged Bird Sings Part 2, because it was one below, I believe. I put best track on the album in my opinion. Honest Expression was just all around dope. The other Caged Bird Sings, the beat sucked, but the song was dope. And then Masters of the Universe, how they went back and forth, I like that.
Yeah.
I think it even said like on Genius or whatever in the side that they were both literally in separate booths recording the track together.
Nice.
To feed each other's like energy.
That's
It
cool.
felt like that kind of.
Yeah.
It's the one I'm thinking of. The
Then we're-
better version of the one I didn't like.
Yeah.
Putting it that
Worst
way.
tracks. I didn't like Binary Shuffle. I didn't think it like fit their. I didn't think it fit the album very well. I think that's like a better like single.
Yeah, it's the one outlier in the album.
Yeah.
Like that's the one I can look at and go, this one I can see not being here.
And
yeah.
then Fellowship.
It's the West Side Gun feature of the album.
Yeah.
Had to.
Fellowship, I didn't like at all. I,
Oh, I love
thought it was
Fellowship.
bad because, I mean, One Below and Sinem Silla's verses were excellent as usual, but the other three guys on the track, I thought they were trash.
Yeah.
I felt like I could out-rap all three of them
Yeah.
if I had the opportunity. I wasn't a fan of their flows, and yeah. There's like one of them specifically, I can't remember who it was, but it was like he was trying to keep up with the beat the whole time and
Yeah.
squeeze words in to stay on time. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
My least favorite one is whatever one I was thinking of earlier with the choppy interruptions. I'm going to call them.
Yeah, I can't
But
think of it.
If I can, the first song that really got me was obviously the first song on the album, like just the beat, just their flows and shit like that really.
It was
got
a
me.
good intro to the album.
It's
Yeah.
a really good intro for sure.
Yeah.
reality check.
And then I didn't mind Conquistador. When they started getting into more of their narrative based rapping was when I started actually like perking my ears up, like listening to how they told the story and how they were able to just form it in a narrative sense. And I want to say no, because Glenn Close was after the Jailbirds.
Yeah. Glenn Close was after Honest Expression, but before Wolfman Jack.
Yeah, those two songs back to back was really fucking.
And they're the third and fourth last songs on the album.
Makes sense too, because you're a writer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just then there was the one where they were. Is it KGB where they were talking about how the industry's fucked? Like they try to fuck you. They
I think that's Indy 500.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Indy I didn't understand the the chorus, but like you're rapping. Why are you trying to win the Indy 500?
Yeah.
The independent
Independent
500.
500. Yeah.
ish.
That's
Okay.
why it's the Indy
Yeah.
500.
I get it now.
Because
I
you don't
get it
need a
now.
major label.
Hey.
Like, shake my head.
Hey, like I'm a big Bubba.
Just clip that 5 seconds and throw that shit on YouTube.
Hey, I'm just saying, like I just didn't click at the time, but
all right.
now it makes sense. But yeah, those Indy 500 fucking those last three songs, dude. I fucking
Indy 500 is like in
I
the
enjoyed
middle of
shit
the
out of
album.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's definitely where I started actually paying attention instead of working. Because like the first half of the album to me is it's like something you throw on when you're just sitting around bullshitting.
Yeah.
Like you don't necessarily have to listen to what they're saying, but you can.
You missed so many good bars from that first half of the album, though.
I didn't necessarily miss them. It's just I didn't. The later part of the album outshined them to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put
It's
it like
definitely
that.
a build-up.
Yeah.
I will say that. It's a build-up. Except for that first track. I think the first track is probably the one I've listened to most on the album. It's the one that every time it pops up on my random, like my daily mix shit on Spotify, I'm always like, oh, fuck, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, so it's the one I've listened to the most. It's not my favorite on the album, but it's the one I've listened to the most. Other than that, like you said, I think it's a slow build from Conquistadors up until you get into Glenn Close and Wolfman Jack, or around that area, depending on what you like. I think I think that chunk of the album in the beginning is really good, but it's not the same as the second half, the back half of the album.
And that really does show the difference in our. It's
Taste.
honestly a perfect album to demonstrate the difference in our taste in music.
Yeah.
It's not that we don't like it; it's just we don't gravitate towards it.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
if I had a choice, I'd listen to the back half of the album more than the first half.
Mm-hmm.
But it also just depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like if I'm just walking around work and not shit to do, so I listen to a podcast, throw on like a concept album or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
listen to how they built it. If we're down here playing stumps or whatever, throw on the first part of the album, just sit there fucking, oh, you hear that bar? Ha 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 ha.
Mhm.
Shit
Clever.
like that.
Like back on the scene like herpes, stronger than Hercules. That fucking bar kills me every time I hear it. It's just this. It's a simple, clever fucking bar. And it. I think that one's in new hip hop, which is before you get to Glenn Close. Like I think that's around track 5 or 6 on the album. So I don't know. My favorite song is KGB, One Man Army, Honest Expression, Reality Check are all fucking great. I don't have a least favorite song on this album. I enjoy all of them for what they are. The one I probably listen to the least is, as much as I hate to say it, Wolfman Jack, but I appreciate it for what it is. Like it's a great storytelling track. It's not my style, and that's why I listen to it the least. The more I listen to it for this review, the more I appreciated it than before this review. I will say that. I still thoroughly enjoy it though, and honestly, I count the intro for KGB into KGB, the track itself, because that fucking intro, I love it. And then how it starts off, like it cuts off the intro right as the track starts with "haha, you lose," and then
the
song
Russian
goes
roulette
in.
one,
Yeah, the
yeah.
Russian roulette. Yeah. So I fucking love that shit. I
Like hearing hearing how the homeless man like chopped his friends' heads off.
no,
And
it wasn't the homeless man that did it. It was a real werewolf. Like that was the moral of
The homeless
Wolfman
man
Jack.
wasn't the werewolf.
No, he
Oh,
was the
let's
one
do
that
it again.
saw Wolfman Jack.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that the homeless man was a werewolf and the kids were picking on him, and he turned out to be the werewolf cutting shit's heads off. Okay.
No.
I'll have to re-listen to it.
Nope. They cried wolf, and then the wolf actually showed up. That was
Okay.
the whole thing. Because they were trying to scare the homeless man.
So, like, is it like it's a consensus? Well, like for the most part, Binary Shuffle is like not the. It's not the song you like the least on the album.
No.
But for the rest of us, it's definitely Binary Shuffle, right?
Yeah.
It's the one that I think it doesn't fit.
I don't-
But
I
I
don't
also
think it-
enjoy Binary Shuffle.
If somebody stumbled across that track as the first track for these guys, it would not do them justice.
No.
as far as their skills and everything.
Mhm.
It maybe turn people away if that's the first track they heard.
Yeah.
Kind of felt like a radio hit.
Yeah, kind
Like
of.
something
Kinda.
made to play on the radio.
Yeah.
All right, Captain Buzzkill.
What?
Let's hear that hot take. I want to know this hot take.
You're actually going to be very surprised.
Let me crack a beer for this one.
It's. I wouldn't do that.
In
It's
case
not
I gotta,
that serious.
in case I gotta throw it at you, Blake. I'm
not
getting
a-
ready.
Hey,
It's not Di Serono. You can't do that.
Okay. Yeah, I already said my favorite and least favorite, right?
Yeah.
Now it's just like my overall feeling.
Your hot take or your overall? Whatever.
When I texted you guys this morning, I said it in a way to hook you in to make you think I hated it
When did you start listening to it?
today.
Slacker.
Of course.
Okay, so
Of course.
I went on my bike ride and I threw it on. So I mean, I had to listen to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Today.
I
We've known
get-
about this for a month.
Hey, it's fresh.
You know, fuck it.
It's fresh, man.
I get shit done. All right, you tell me when it's due. It'll be done.
It'll be done. Don't
2
worry
minutes
about it.
before it's due.
Okay.
He's actually got some good notes too, so I'm
Yeah.
impressed for one day.
I said the intro what I was gonna text you guys is the intro. He came out swinging. I was gonna say this might be the top 10 best intros I've ever heard.
The song or just the beginning of
the song?
Yeah.
I was like, when I like, if that's the first song, like that was the first song I ever heard, I was like, oh shit,
yeah.
this is not what I was expecting it to be. I would say like I said, the wordplay was very good. I actually enjoyed the album. I actually texted Cash, and I was like, I told him, I was like, I'm upset with you, and he was like, good morning, Blake. Why? And I was like, because I'm listening to this Binary Star album, and I've never heard you reference this before. Like, I've never heard you say anything about him, and he is usually hip to shit like that.
Yeah.
And he actually told me, he's like, yeah, they were really like very, very, very underground back then, and it was a lot harder to get to hear underground music back then than it is today.
Yeah.
And he's like, so I've actually never heard him. And I was like,
No shit.
really? I was
Wow.
like, oh, well, if you find time, dude, I highly suggest this album. So with that being said,
They got Blake's word of mouth.
yeah, with this being said,
10, 20
Um,
years too late.
it's not an album that I'm going to play
Regularly.
regularly, but I didn't hate it. I actually enjoyed it. I
Nice.
listened to it. I actually muted Call of Duty today to listen to this. So,
Oh shit.
So,
Getting real for Blake.
So things are getting serious.
yeah. So I gave it 3.9 out of 5 supernovas.
Nice.
Ah.
So, yeah, I
Wait,
liked
3.5 out of 9?
3.9 out of 5.
With your
Okay,
dyslexic
I was
ass.
like, what?
It was very, it gave me like Rakim, KRS-One.
Yeah, it's definitely got an old school vibe to it.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, lots of pianos in it. I liked that. Sometimes it was overused. The first guy's voice. I
One
don't
Below.
know. Is that who that is?
Yeah, I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
One Below starts it off. Yeah.
Yeah, I like his voice.
Check out
It,
Sonogram.
just flows. I
He's
don't
got a really
know.
silky voice. Yeah. It's not silky. Silky's not the right word. It's buttery.
Yes.
It's smooth.
Butter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of hip hop heads should listen to that album.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's huge in the underground circles.
I like how in one of their intro, the KGB is probably one of my that was my favorite intro on the album.
Put bullet in gun.
I was actually like riding down what's that street? Ohio, when I was listening, that came on, and I just kind of chuckled and laughed, and I was like, "Oh, that was fucking cool. I liked that." I can't really think right now off the top of my head any gripes other than maybe use a different beat selection. But I mean, but again, like it worked with that album, so I get it.
Yeah.
That's about it. I liked it.
Hell yeah.
I was not expecting that. I was expecting like
This
some
the
more
typical stereotypical shit you think I listen to.
Yeah. I
Like
mean-
Aesop Rock and Atmosphere, that kind of shit.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. It was fast rap, but I could hear everything he was saying, and it wasn't
It was really pronounced.
very.
Yeah.
And that helped me with this album a lot. And I think that also the simple beats helped that too. Whereas, you know, the other album was just like, you know,
Yeah.
it was just like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, make up your mind.
Marcus's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
If beats could give you epilepsy.
Yeah. So no, yeah, I liked it. Thank you, Jed. It was a good
I'm happy to hear that. Cheers.
it was a good recommendation.
There's a reason I was excited to throw this out. Like, this is the first album that came to mind when I fucking like as soon as I saw it on Spotify, I was like, I gotta recommend this for this thing that we're doing. So Jake,
I hated it.
hated it.
I hated it.
Move on.
Somebody had to hate it, right?
Yeah.
No, I liked it. It was definitely in my wheelhouse for the most part. You know, like I've said, I love the beats. I love the wordplay for the most part. I love the story songs more,
Yeah.
but I didn't hate the lyricism in the other ones. Honestly, I wouldn't listen to every song on the album, but I'd add a couple to a playlist.
Oh, for sure.
You know, it's just I don't know. Like I don't like the whole album, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I like some songs more. I guess I should say.
Yeah.
So I didn't think of a fancy rating system.
Just do something astrology like, but don't steal mine.
I rate it a Gemini out of a Virgo.
You know, I wasn't gonna say. I was trying to figure out a way to say three.
I did
in
say
binary,
astrology,
but-
not astronomy. Damn it. Damn it. I fucked that one up. I'm sorry, Jake.
Gotcha.
I set you up for failure.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Blake?
I said I was going to try to figure out a way to say 3 in binary, but I couldn't.
Binary.
But I couldn't. So,
Yeah, I don't
and
know
I
how
don't
to say
think you
that.
guys would have understood it. So I just kept it with supernovas.
Yeah.
Chris,
Basically said everything I need to say about it.
oh yeah, I
I'm-
was the last one, wasn't I?
I'm glad it was recommended. I wouldn't have listened to it outside of you telling us to, so that's what's cool about this. I'm glad I did listen to it. I did add a few to a playlist. They're good. One Below, I'm going to listen to Sonogram now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I highly, like I said, since you
never
guys
even-
enjoyed this, I highly recommend Sonogram.
I've never even seen One Below or Cinema Silla's names come up anywhere on
I like how he
YouTube or-
spells his name too.
Yeah.
One Below or
Yeah.
yeah,
that was
it's clever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dope album.
What do you give it?
Probably like a 4.25 out of 5.
I couldn't give it 4 because of the beats.
Yeah. That was the one thing that
more simplistic.
They're too simple.
And they all sounded the same.
I just like how it's like hip hop's core is in this album.
Right.
It's
I-
not some-
yeah,
it's not
that's a
some
perfect
bullshit.
way of saying it. Like I feel like you could play this in the like you could play these beats in a studio, and these dudes just got in the booth
Yep.
and was just rapping, and then they recorded it.
yeah.
You know, like
It's just like background music they rapped over.
no, but I mean like back in the day, kind of like how they didn't have. I don't know how to explain it.
I will say none of these beats are my favorite beats of all time. Like
No.
they're not even close. They're all very basic, but they work with the tracks.
In almost any of these songs, I just see the guy with the boombox on his shoulder walking down the street listening
yes,
to this
it's
shit.
very
Yeah.
80s, 90s.
Yep.
Like it fits
tip-
the aesthetic they're going for.
Right.
And typically, I don't particularly like the late 80s, early 90s G-Funk, like Rakim type flows and rap music, but they did this well, and it's very similar.
Well, and it's got that fusion that it was the turn of the century kind of shit too.
Yep.
You know, so it wasn't just that like bare bones basic form of hip hop from back in the day. There was also some. You could tell it was evolving.
Yep.
You know, and so it worked really well.
Hell yeah.
So, what's your star score, Jake? Since you gave us Gemini out of a fucking Aquarius or whatever the hell you
Yeah.
said.
What does that
Well,
even mean?
I think there's like
2 out of 5?
I think there's like 10 stars in the Gemini constellation and
He's gonna fucking
12
start
out of the
just
Aquarius.
pinning shit
constellation.
in walls and.
Like,
5 out of
I would
6.
go. I would go.
So what's that? 80%? You liked it?
Yeah, 80%
Okay.
Rotten Tomato score. No, I give it a 4 out of 5. Like it's not. I'd add it to a playlist. Add some songs to a playlist, but I wouldn't like listen to the whole album multiple times like I have other albums. But it's was definitely worth listening to. If you haven't listened to it before, it's definitely a
This, which most people haven't.
yeah.
You know, when I bring up Binary Star, like you guys are hip hop heads, none of you have heard of him.
No.
You know, but like there are certain circles of hip hop heads that I talk to, and this album is super fucking revered in. You know, and so that was why I wanted to bring it up in this group, is because like, guys, like I know the typical looks I get when I talk about my underground hip hop. Like I know you guys how you guys feel about Aesop Rock, but this is not Aesop Rock, and like I said, I thoroughly love this album. Aesop Rock's is none of his albums are in my top 5. This album is my 3rd favorite album of all time. That shows you how much I love and appreciate this album, and how bummed out I am that they never made another one as a group. Sinem Silla has put out, I think, 2 albums solo. I didn't like either of them.
Is it not a duo plus some on the
Plus
side?
people, yeah.
Kinda.
I think it's just like their kind of local scene, because
Okay.
there's a bunch of tracks that feature guys that I have never
are they
seen
from?
make music
New York?
from. Michigan.
Oh, Michigan.
I want to
Yeah,
say
like the Tires.
Why it sounded like early Eminem to me.
yeah. I don't think they're from Detroit.
But
I'm not
I mean,
100%
it's
sure.
the
It's that same
sound.
area, yeah.
Yes.
And by
Yeah.
the way, Michigan's not in the fucking Midwest. Michigan's the Mid-East.
it's the Midwest.
It's the big.
We're
Ten.
the Midwest.
The North
Yeah.
Mid.
North Mid.
Mid-North.
That's more accurate.
North
That's more accurate. Yes.
I just say Big Ten.
Yeah,
Big
Michigan's
Ten country.
the Big Ten. But so is Nebraska. Then that's ugh.
That's because of money.
yeah, dum-dums.
But yeah, so I give this album 5 binary stars out of 5, so that means 10, if you know
Nice.
math. I fucking love this album. I'm glad that all of you enjoyed it. That makes me very, very happy.
Yeah, thanks, Jed, making me feel like a fucking douche.
It's not that. It's just I did not think that this was gonna be in your wheelhouse at all, because this is compared to the stuff that you've shown me. I didn't think this would fit, but at the same time, how shocked are you when I loved Freddie Gibbs, and I still love Freddie Gibbs? So I mean, there are things that I shouldn't have, assumptions that I shouldn't have made, based on your taste in music and what you normally listen to.
I listened to pretty much everything except for like Screamo and
See, I listened to
fucking.
that, too.
What else didn't I like?
But even see, like you've liked Fall of Troy though, and there's Screamo.
But
It works.
it worked
Yeah.
though. But like I don't know, the beat was cool. Like I'm a beat guy. Like if I like the beat and I like the way it was, it works. You
Yeah.
throw in some screams every once in a while. That's cool.
Shit's cool with me. Get your anger out, white boy.
But yeah, I can't do that, and I cannot do fucking like Johnny Cash type shit.
I can't do country at all.
I can do country.
I can't do country at all.
with country.
Like Johnny
That's the
Cash,
one
like
shit I
that's
can't
not
do.
music to me.
See, I like if I was gonna listen to country, it'd be Johnny Cash. I can't stand any other kind of country.
Yo,
But
Billy
even
Ray
John
had
Cash.
some slappers.
Fuck.
Don't break
burn,
my heart.
burn, ring
My
of
aching, breaking
fire.
heart.
That shit ain't fucking music.
Yo, it
That's some
slapped back then,
fucking
dude.
racist ass motherfucker. I don't even know if
It
he
was music when they
racist,
stole it from black people.
but, man.
I just hate the I got a boat and we're drinking beer at the lake music.
Yeah.
That kind
I
of
got a
Dog just
truck.
died.
Yeah.
I got a flat tire. on my
Country,
truck.
all
And
country
it,
is
just the whole music video is them playing a fucking acoustic guitar in front of a giant American flag.
all country is depressed rock. So
sitting on a Coleman
But it's
cooler.
not fun depressed rock. Yeah.
hey man, the country scene got bad bitches though.
Drinking a Paps.
True.
Truth.
No, I'm sorry. Natty Light.
Yeah, they don't
Drinking
drink
No,
Pabst.
they drink
Pabst
Busch.
is punk. Pabst is punk.
Nah.
Yeah, so
Country people drink Bush.
yeah, or Budweiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, you drink Budweiser.
I used to.
Whose album is next? Jake's?
Me, yeah.
Jake's.
What you got?
I don't know.
You still haven't
Honestly,
decided?
I've gone back and forth between like 3 people. It's it's tough for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be either a Joyner album, a Big Sean album, or a oh fuck, I lost the other one.
Or another album.
I
Yeah.
dig it so far.
Yeah, it's
don't.
it keeps bouncing between those 3 people. But like,
Tired of conscious rappers. I just want some fucking
You wanna listen
ratchetness.
Let's listen to some Maxo Cream
yo,
then.
2 Chainz, okay,
Dude,
it's a vibe.
Maxo Cream
It's a
popped up
vibe.
on my daily playlist yesterday, and I was fucking bumping the shit out of it at work. And that is some definition of hood rat rap, dude. It is so. I love Maxo Cream. I love it, dude. Yeah.
Well, that
So
was weird.
next time we go to, next time we do an album review, it's Jake's turn, and he'll have a decision hopefully by then.
Yeah, I should.
So yeah, that's it. Episode 158 is in the books, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed it. Our shit talking of fascism and a good solid album review for Jed.
Chris.
Jake.
Blake.
We are Broke Dude Podcast, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.